Hello everyone, welcome to this episode of Talknovate. My name is Riki Noget, but you can call me Coach Riki. Today's episode is centered around embracing the remote work culture. So I had a conversation with a relative last year, and he's been working in the UK for about a decade and a half. But there's something he shared with me which was really interesting. And he told me that ever since the pandemic, since 2020, he has been working like 3 to 4 jobs. And I'm like, how is this even possible? So let's say, maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit. I don't think he mentioned four, but I think it was 2 to 3 jobs, right? Full time jobs. And he was able to achieve this because, they were all remote jobs. And that has been amazing for him because it has helped, it has, of course, leveled up his income, which has afforded him and his family to have a better quality of life. And I'm just going to share like personal story. So a couple of years back, I think I've shared this before in one of these episodes. A couple of years back, I was just sick of the what we call like the rat race, like waking up early, spending hours and hours on the road to work and hours back home and traffic and just feeling exhausted. And I remember just feeling like all my day was, like I was spending most of my life on the road. Even though I really loved what I was doing, I loved my job, I was passionate about it, but it was really taking a toll on me. And so I had to really sit back and we strategize. And that's when I made a decision one day that, you know what, moving forward, I'm definitely going to have a better work life balance. And the best way I could achieve that for myself was to start working remotely. And it was a difficult decision I felt because I remember I turned down a decent opportunity, but I would have to have spent like 1 hour. What am I saying? I would have to spend like 2 hours, 2 hours to work and like 3 hours back home. And I'm like, nah, there has to be a better way to, there has to be a better way to earn money. And so I started working remotely, which was fantastic for me. And I started freelancing remotely. So I would get like clients from Canada, from the US, like all across the globe. And at the time I was working for my apartment in Lagos, Nigeria. So it was really awesome. And then when I would convert the money to because I was charging people in dollars. So when I converted to Naira, like the equivalent, it was great. It was, I mean, my God, it was awesome. And I'm like, wow, so I get to earn this amount of money and I don't have to, like commute to work every day. I don't have to spend hours in traffic. And if you're like me, I have like diverse skill sets. So there are a couple of things I'm interested in. So I'm like, oh, so I still get to live my dreams beyond just the corporate 9 to 5. I can still, be in other fields and do things I love. And even if you just want to Netflix and chill, at least you can be Netflixing and working simultaneously, or you want to spend more time with your family, or like most like some of my friends who are mothers, or my female friends complain about like the mom guilt when you just feel like you're spending so much time out of the house and away from your kids because you're trying to earn money, you're trying to make money, right? But working remotely is just fantastic. And in as much as it's really like, it has helped people level up in their lives, it has helped people. I had a friend who just bought a house in Canada, and he was able to achieve that because he had 2 full-time jobs, which was paying him really good, and he could work the 2 full-time jobs because we're remote jobs. So, in as much as there are people who are really benefiting from this, I'm still aware that there's so many people who just feel like, okay, so many people who want this opportunity, but they don't know how to go about it. And there are some people who are just so used to the norm that they just feel like, nah, I don't want to disrupt my norm, Um, so, in this episode, I'm going to share some tips which could help you land that amazing remote job that could give you more time to, have fun, live your best life, or like some people like to say, live the soft life, which I very much love. And I mean, just picture this. Imagine just, being on vacation or working from Barbados, somewhere by the beach. So I went to this beach in JBR, Dubai, and there's this girl, she was working remotely. So she was on a laptop on a chair by the shore, and so there was like water, on her legs, and she was soaking up in the sun, getting her suntan, and she was working. And I'm like, I saw that picture and I was like, wow, okay, this has to be me. This right here is my goal. Like, it's what I want for myself. And but I know there are many people out there who don't know how, who really want this, but don't know how to go about it. So first of all, there are online freelance applications out there like Fiverr, there's Upwork, and just a couple of others. And if you don't want to go through that hassle, if you want to have like a more stable source of income, LinkedIn, the good old LinkedIn that we all, I believe 99% of people watching me right now is family or rather familiar with LinkedIn. So you can just go to LinkedIn and apply for jobs and just click on remote and set location to worldwide and just apply for like a million every day. Okay, a million is probably too much, but maybe like 100 or 50, especially if you're doing the easy apply. If you click on the easy apply where it's just, like 3 clicks and you've applied, so that's really fast, right? And beyond that, like there are other creative ways to get your CV across to people who are interested in employing people remotely. So I just feel like this is something that we all do need to embrace, because just picture how amazing it would be for you if you could get like an extra sort of income, or even if you don't want to leave like your on-site job where you have to be there physically, but you can also get an extra source of income by working remotely. I'm really passionate about this because it has really helped me a lot. I mean, it helped like 2 years ago, it helped me go on my dream vacation, which I don't think I would have been able to afford that if I wasn't working remotely, if I was doing like the traditional kind of work that I was doing earlier on in my career. So, yeah. So that's basically what I'm talking about today. So I'm going to drop some links below to remote work sites that could help you in your career, where you can, sign up and start applying for remote jobs, and also some company list of some high paying companies that employ people remotely. Thank you again, and don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and share it to all your loved ones, or your friends, friends, your grandparents, your everybody. Thank you, and I look forward to speaking with you again.